What you're about to watch raises a rather serious question. Who is responsible when everything goes wrong? Because what we're about to see here isn't just one frustrated voice. It's a pattern. Letters arriving from unknown sources, courts with no records, massive sums of money, hundreds of thousands, moving with no clear accountability. And when these concerns are raised directly to elected officials, what happens? Deflection, redirection, silence. Listen carefully to how this unfolds, because the core issue isn't just council tax, or debt, or enforcement. It's something deeper. It's about whether those in positions of authority are willing or even able to engage when ordinary men and women bring forward serious concerns. And as this progresses, ask yourself one thing. If not them, who?
I have asked, especially the Brecon councillors, to do some sort of digging on this, because obviously it's not just me. I am getting letters from everywhere by people I do not know, who will not say who they are, and every time I present myself to the court, they have no record of me in court. So something is going on with 1 million in debt and 600,000 going to debt collectors in the last year alone. Now this is going to get bigger and bigger, especially in our area, as the lack of money bites. So I'm appealing to the Thetford councillors, especially the district councillors, can you find out what is going on with council tax? Because liability orders and summons are being sent unlawfully. Does anybody want to take that up before I sit down? I know you don't like talking to me usually.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. The situation is that this is an issue for Brecon, not for Town Council. We have nothing to do with looking after council tax. We set it on our own. If you want a response from Brecon councillors, my suggestion would be that you email any of us, all of us will reply, and get through it that way. This is not a forum to address Brecon issues. Thank you.
Just a quick comment. This is the usual stumpy shoulders of the Labour Party. I have not got time to write a letter. I have not got time to write a letter. I'm asking my
Mr. Taylor, I'm sorry, you have been given an answer. This is a matter for Brecon Council. You need to address the matter with Brecon Council, not with the Council.
I am asking, I can shout louder than you. I am asking if the
I'm not shouting, I'm asking you politely. This is a matter that is not for Town Council. Therefore, there's nothing we can do about it. If you need to address Brecon Council, you should email Brecon Council.
We have voted Brecon councillors in who are sitting on this table. So the Brecon councillors should be listening to what's being said and taking it to the Brecon forum. That is what should be happening. You cannot sit here and hide and say we are the town. We have people asking the Brecon councillors to pick up the information and take it to Brecon. What is the problem?
Mr. Taylor, if you have any particular issues to address Brecon councils, the Brecon district councils, of course, then you should email or contact Brecon district councillors for them to address the issue. Not in this council, we are 10 councillors, and this is part of our remedy.
So you're going to talk over me. I'm going to take a chance, and you telling me, please, to sit here with you, and you telling me the Brecon councillors are not listening, and the Brecon councillors are not allowed to pick up any points from the Thetford people and take them to Brecon at their next meeting. Are you saying they're not allowed to do that? Can I have an answer, please?
I'm not saying that they allow it. I'm not saying anything. What I'm saying is, at Town Council, we can't do with access. We cannot do with court matters or any issues that cause enforcement. This is beyond enforcement. What you can do is, if you have an issue that addresses those particular issues that you raise here, address it to the entities that did it. And Town Council is not one of them.
You can have the Brecon councillors standing up and giving reports to them, and then the other councillors can question them. Can you answer that question of the Brecon councillors?
Give reports of their capacity for the tasks and the work they've been doing in respect to the work at Town Council with Brecon Council, not in issues that are only solely for Brecon Council.
So what you've just seen isn't simply a disagreement. It's a breakdown in accountability. Questions are raised directly, publicly, and instead of answers, the response is to redirect, push it elsewhere, to say this isn't the place. But if not there, where? Because the concern being raised is clear. Unexplained debt, questionable enforcement, and processes that just don't seem to add up, yet no one in the room is willing to take ownership for it. And that leaves a gap between those asking questions and those expected to provide answers. The bigger issue is this: when systems become so fragmented that responsibility is constantly passed on, does accountability exist at all? Let me know what you think. Is this just procedure, or is this something else? And next up, can a council silence somebody indefinitely just because they don't like what was being said and necessarily how it was being said? This next bit centres around our good old friend here on LSB, Zach. Banned from attending council meetings in Thetford. A year ban that has since expired, and yet he is still being refused entry. And so what happens when this is challenged publicly in the room? Do they clarify the rule? Do they justify the decision? Or do they fall back on process, paperwork and barriers? Watch closely, because this isn't just about one man being excluded. It's about whether or not access to public forums, spaces which are there supposedly to represent the people, can be quietly restricted without clear authority. And as this unfolds, consider this. If a voice can be removed that easily, how many others will just simply stop showing up?
He apologised that it happened, but he could come to the next meeting. He's turned up tonight and he's been turned away again. So what is actually going on?
Sorry, and who's that person I'm going to use?
Zach.
From what I can understand, Mr. Marquette is barred from attending council meetings due to disruption that happened prior to previous council meetings, and I believe that's still in force, and that might be the reason why he's not allowed to attend.
And when is he?
The clerk can clarify that one.
The year was up last year.
Can I answer, please?
Speak up.
Can I answer, or do you want me to not answer?
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Can anyone else hear me?
Will when you
Oh, never mind the public, Clark.
I know. The lady in the corner said she could hear me.
I can't.
It says the council will review the decision after 1 year.
What a bully you.
The individual in question may submit a request to be allowed to return to meetings before the end of the review period. And if they do submit such a request, the council at its discretion will answer, allowing them to return.
When's he coming back home?
When is he allowed back in?
As per the clerks,
We can't hear her.
they can be reviewed.
We cannot hear her.
The public said they could hear her. That was
I have hearing aids. I can't hear her. I've got hearing aids.
When's he back in? Sorry, Clark.
It's a characteristic that I can't help. I've got hearing aids. Can't hear it.
I will very briefly summarize it, the main points. But this is merely because there's a difficulty in hearing. I will be as loud as I possibly can, but there's merely to facilitate communication. After that, we need to move on.
Is that going to be notified then? No? Huh? Is that going to be notified then?
Alan, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, look quick.
Right. Apologies, but
Great
according to the clerk,
Great job.
you can put a request in writing to find out what's the situation with Mr. Marquettes regarding his being barred from attending the council meetings and the length that they will take to review that situation. You put a request in writing and get an answer. That's what I'm told by my clerk. That's all I can offer at the moment. Is there any more questions from the public? No?
Is it worth it?
Thank you.
So, there you go. What did we witness here? A direct question. When is Zach allowed back? A clear situation. That stated ban has expired. And yet, no direct answer. No date, no resolution. Just instructions and put it in writing to go through yet another layer of delay. And this is where the issue sharpens. Because if access to a public council meeting can be extended, restricted, or controlled without a transparent explanation, then what safeguards are actually in place? And more importantly, who's the one enforcing them? The concern being raised isn't just about Zach. It's about whether disagreement, disruption, or simply saying unpopular things becomes grounds for exclusion. Because once that line is crossed, It doesn't stay with one individual. It becomes a precedent. Let me know your view. Is this standard procedure being followed? Or is this authority being stretched way beyond what it should be? Let me know in the comments. Bye for now.